I went to high school in Florida, it was a bit tougher because they already treated me as the American. So the SAT and then the TOEFL score has to be higher. So, but I was lucky. I was fortunate before I went to Florida. My parents took me to West Coast and East Coast, and I just fell in love with the city, with Boston. So when I narrowed it down, and like Isabel said, I had to focus on my major. Bentley and Babson, Boston College, what are the schools they had a good business school. I was applying for was gonna concentrate in finance or business administrations, and I like the college environment because I'm not too keen on the big university type thing. So I just narrowed down. So I applied to three colleges and one university, which is Boston University, and I was applying. The aim was to get into Bentley first, and then I transferred to Babson because Babson had one of the best subject for entrepreneurship. I think it was the only university or college has the program for entrepreneurship. So it was something new, and a friend of mine graduated, and then he told me it was one of the best program. But I kind of like when after the plan was 2 years and then move to Babson. But after then, you know what? Just finish it, and then get it done. And I think it doesn't matter. All the schools are very good in the States. I guess at the end it's really up to you because you go into a good school, but if you don't like the environment, you don't like the cities, you don't like the people, you don't like the alumni, and you don't like your friends, your classmates, and it won't matter because at the end, if you enjoy it and then you just fall in love because the best is because you had a chance to, on average, there are about 13% of the total population are international. That's the best. I was in my friends there. One from Thai, Chinese, American, Spanish. All of us, all the freshmen. We just mixed up, and then so we bonded until we graduated. So that really makes us special. So there are no Indonesian, there are no other races, and then we just like became one family. So that's the beauty of living here. I guess that's why I chose the city there. That's for me.
Great, thanks. So that brings up another question. So can you guys talk about how hard it was to adjust there? Because maybe this was the first time you've been to the U.S. and it's a very different environment. I think a lot of parents are probably concerned about, safety. Is it safe? Or people, do they treat you well even though you're from another country? So maybe Teresa, do you want to start with that?
Okay. I have actually been abroad since primary school because I went to Singapore first since I was in primary 5, and then all the way to high school in Singapore, and then after that I was actually in Sydney for a year, and then I moved to the US on my own. I went there on my own. I did everything, all the applications on my own. And when I was there, I actually looked for a host family so I don't have to live alone. Because it was in college, they don't have a dormitory system. So I had to stay with a host family. My host family is Filipinos. They're wonderful. They're really, really nice. They actually take me out to like 4th of July events and their family gatherings. So where I got to be immersed in the American culture. Although it's not exactly an American culture like Americans because they're Filipinos, immigrants, but nevertheless it was a great experience. And after that I moved to LA on my own as well, but luckily I have a lot of friends there where they get help me set up. So, but when the biggest struggle that I had was when I started college there in Foothill because I really don't know anybody there, but it's just my host family who helped me. Okay, here's the bus that you can go to your college, and then here's the bus stop, and then here's the bus schedule. Okay, then you're out on your own. And then they helped me to set up my bank account, and that's it. I don't have a car, I don't have anything yet. But not to worry at all, because once you get to the orientation in college, you'll just see a lot of people who are in the same place as you. And that's how I get to know a lot of friends that I know until now, where I met her just in the orientation class. They're just in the same place as you, as confused as you, as like probably a little bit homesick as we all are, and that's, I guess, how we all stick together. Just open up and not be afraid, because you'll learn it. It just comes naturally. It's easy because I think it's the experience that help you kind of enjoy college as it is.
That's good advice. I mean, I grew up in Virginia with very few Asians, so there's definitely, I think it depends on where you go to school. It might be more of an adjustment if you're around Americans, people who don't look like you. Because I remember when I moved to California, I was like, where am I? Because there are a lot of Asians there. So I think what Teresa's saying is to be open, and I think Dolly mentioned this as well. I think you can bond with a lot of people as long as you have a good mindset. So does anybody want to add about adjustment? Any problems adjusting?
Can I add
Yeah.
a little bit? If you go anywhere, usually the Indonesians will be very, very helpful to you. No matter what, even the seniors, they will keep you test papers, driving license papers, so you can just get your driving license easily. So the seniors will definitely reach out to you, and you will tend to do the same when it comes to a new wave of students coming in.
I'm just gonna add it quickly. A friend of mine just asked me because I'm Muslim, and then it was one of the bit scared, what the reaction was. But I guess it was something not to worry at all, because they welcome you. As a matter of fact, I've been I live in the state for about 14 years, and they respect it, especially during the fasting Ramadan. And they're the one, your roommates, your classmates, they're the one who brought your tajil, hey, this is cookies for you, and even, hey, make sure it's already Maghrib, open up. And then so they're the one who wake you up. So I think that's the thing that really makes us one community. And then what Teresa's saying, that you have to be nice to the seniors, because they the one have a lot of information. So that's one of the reasons that you be liking staying there.
I think just a quick add for me, living all my years in Jakarta and being shipped out to US on my own, starting over pretty much like not knowing anyone. I don't have any family members there because in Washington, especially in Washington. So it was right in Washington. I just had to start everything from zero, from scratch on my own. So my parents actually took me there, stayed with me for 2 weeks, set up the apartment, furnishings, everything, and then time to say goodbye. So I was like, oh, whoa, okay, I'm really on my own, So I think what I learned at that time is just never afraid to ask. So I think it's really good that you have a lot of people surround you. And during the orientation programs in school, fortunately enough for me, we have this mentor-mentee program in university. So I actually have a mentor. They assigned me to a mentor for freshman year. So they really helped me a lot in adjusting. So pretty much like introducing me about the campus, or if I want to take classes, they help me a lot of, oh, this professor is good, you should take this, or maybe you can take this one instead of that one, like makes your life easier, sort of thing. So we had a lot of inputs from our mentors at that time. And I think for new students like freshmen, I would probably suggest you should join a lot of student organizations. In universities or colleges, there's a lot of student organizations. It's actually really help you not only develop your network, but I think it's really a good fundamental for you to really start knowing people of all backgrounds. So I joined student government as a student ambassador for the university. So I ran for the ambassador program and actually had to get a lot of signatures. I had to have like 1,000 signatures for a day, for 7 days straight. So I have to have like 7,000 signatures for my petition to join. So literally, random people. I just walked through the library, I just walked through the coffee shop, and just like, can you sign this paper for me? Can you sign this paper for me? They were like, for what? It's like, oh, for my petition running as a student government. So at the end of the day, I was accepted, and I think they're actually like my little family in the university, So after classes or after a long day in school, I always have someone to go back to. Like, my little community of the student government, 50% of them are international